It is the ignorance within that makes us forget we are divine souls and puts us in all kinds of illusion. And that personality who dispels the darkness of the ignorance within us and brings us to the light of divine knowledge is the Guru. Living in this world, we are subject to many afflictions and infirmities. Greed, desire, anger, hatred, envy, illusion, and the like. What is the root cause of them all? Vedavyas, the great writer of the Mahabharata and 18 Puranas, said, Ajnanamevasya hi moola karanam. It is the ignorance within that makes us forget we are divine souls and puts us in all kinds of illusion. How will we dispel this ignorance? We do strive in various ways. We earn varieties of degrees, and yet the ignorance does not go. For example, somebody says, I am a D-Lit. You say, really? But I think you are less intelligent. What do you mean, less intelligent? I'll pull your tongue. I am sorry, I am mistaken. You are Sarvagya, all-knowing. Now, on being addressed as all-knowing, he feels embarrassed. So if you are not all-knowing, you are less intelligent. But why did you become angry? And if anger arose, then where is the knowledge? We would have considered you to be knowledgeable if your response would have been like the Buddha. One man came to him and started heaping abuses and libel upon him. The Buddha calmly kept listening. After an hour, this man became exhausted and he stopped. Gautam Buddha asked his disciples, he seems to have become enervated. Give him a drink of water and feed him so that he recovers his energy and begins again. That man was astounded. He said, Sir, are you made of wood or are you made of stone? I said so much to you, you did not even complain that what did I spoil of yours? The Buddha said, look, if you gift something to a person and he does not take it, where does the gift remain? With the giver. In the same way, whatever you gave, I did not receive it. That was my choice. It is still with you. For him we can say his ignorance was destroyed. But if a few words joined together, tum gadhe ho, can increase the temperature within us, that means we are still not in knowledge. So how will we gather knowledge? Vedavyas again says, Anadya vidya yuktasya purushasyatma vedanam swatona sambhavadanyas tattvagyo jnanado bhavet. The ignorance is in the intellect. And that is why the intellect by itself cannot move into knowledge. There was once a cowherd boy. He used to milk his cow. And while doing it, he would eye the horns on its head. This cow's horns were drooping, and hence there was a triangular gap between the two horns and the top of the head. The boy would think, can my head go through the gap or can it not? After 1 year of milking that cow, finally the curiosity got the better of him, and he said, let me give it a try. He caught the cow's horns and pushed his head in. It did go through, but the cow became startled and started lifting its feet. Now the pressure came on his throat and he screamed, I'm going to die. Help me, help me. The villagers came. They caught the cow and extricated this man from there. They said, how indiscriminate you are. Before doing such an act, did you not think? He said, who says I did not think? I was thinking for 1 year and then I put my head there. Now he was thinking for such a long time, but what was the use of that thinking? Similarly, Ved Vyas says that look, it is in your intellect itself that the ignorance resides. And that is why you need the help of an enlightened teacher or guru to lift you up from there. What does this word guru mean? Gu shabdas tvandhakara syat ru shabdas tannirodhakah andhakara nirodhatvad gururetyabhidhiyate. Gu means darkness, ru means to dispel. That personality who dispels the darkness of the ignorance within us and brings us to the light of divine knowledge is the Guru. Even in the material realm, whatever we learned was from the Guru. We went to school, the teacher made a shape and said, this is A. All students say A. We said A. This is B. Everybody say B. B. In other words, we surrendered our intellect to the teacher, and that is how we were able to learn. So in the spiritual realm as well, the scriptures inform us that if we want divine wisdom, we need to approach a true Guru and then surrender our intellect to him and do our spiritual practice in accordance with his guidance. Like for example, we go to a doctor. Doctor Saab, I have got this problem and that problem and this ailment. The doctor says, all right, now let me use my intellect. He analyzes, get your x-ray done, get the tests done, he checks the reports and says, all right, this is the problem, I have diagnosed it. Now do as I say. Take this medicine, put 2 drops in 1 tablespoon of water 3 times a day, you'll be cured in 2 months. If we start using our intellect, the doctor said that I have to take it over 2 months, what if I use it all today? I'll get cured right now. The doctor will say, look, it's not going to work. So we surrender our intellect before the doctor because he has studied medical science all his life. He has treated 50,000 patients and has the benefit of rich experience. He is immensely qualified to guide us from disease to wellness. Similarly, the job of the Guru is to guide the souls from the state of material bondage to the enlightenment of God realization. It is for us to find such a Guru, understand divine wisdom from him, and then follow those instructions, implementing the teachings. Then we will receive the divine grace of God, which again will come through the Guru and help us complete this journey. Over the last 21 days, it has indeed been a tremendous pleasure and fulfillment sharing these secrets of Vedic knowledge with you all. And today, at the culmination of this series, I would like to offer my prayers at the feet of Radha Krishna to bless you all with success in your journey to the ultimate goal of divine perfection. Thank you.